What up, Broncos Nation? How y'all doing today? Happy Friday. It's another episode of Back Inside the Stable, season two. More and more news, more and more player interviews, more and more updates, just more and more of Cleveland Broncos. Y'all definitely gonna make sure that y'all are following the Cleveland Bronco page for all updates, for all news. We are dropping things daily as far as that media team they are working. So shout out to the media team, shout out to the guys behind the cameras, and shout out to the guys that are working. Shout out to all the coaches. We just had a great joint practice slash scrimmage with Stark County Wolfpack, and guys on both sides of the ball are looking eager, looking hungry, and looking like championship caliber, which we are looking for on the coaching staff. There are a couple things that the Broncos do want to mention before we get into the interviews that we do have for tonight. We do have player sponsor opportunities. So the Cleveland Broncos is dedicated to trying to help the community in ways that go beyond the football field, whether that's training or sponsorships or anything like that. So if you definitely want to join that, make sure that you go ahead and scan that QR code and get that opportunity going, or go to the OhioBroncos.com and you can read more about that. Another thing that we do also want to mention is the meet and greet. We have that going on tomorrow, and that is in Akron. So if you are free tomorrow, make sure that you pop out to that meet and greet. It is 18 and up. Come meet some of the team, come meet some of the coaches, and just show your Bronco spirit, and make sure that you are there and not missing out on something that is going to be fun. All right. So now, with that being said, we're going to bring on our first guest, a guy that is well known around the semi-pro world, a champion in his own right, and somebody that has earned the bragging rights that he definitely can give out. So we're going to bring on Coach Corey.
Yo, yo, yo.
Coach Corey, how you feeling today, man?
Man, I feel great, man. How you
Man, it's a
feeling,
beautiful.
coach?
Oh man, it's a beautiful day. Another one to get at it. Game planning and scheming for this Florida trip. Getting
Yeah,
days and days closer, man. So it's just everything is just getting right there and getting ready for us to take actual action and and get it off the whiteboard and get it on the field. So
yes,
just
sir.
with some things like that. You coming from like I mentioned earlier, you got a championship background, winning multiple rings in different organizations. You coming onto the Broncos staff after them coming off of a championship season, what do you feel like you can bring and add to make them go to another championship in a different tier?
Well, I don't know. I guess I like to take a more humble approach nowadays. I know for a fact that uh, one thing I'm gonna bring with me for sure is IQ. Um, I see the field differently. I don't have an ego when I'm coaching. I like to collaborate with the other coaches and pick their brains on certain things. But I most definitely bring in a high IQ with me. And another thing I bring with me is I'm a player's coach. Um, I don't just want to just talk football with the guys. I tap in with them in their personal life, with their mental, what they're going through, because that's when you're gonna get the best play out of them. When they see that someone actually cares for them as well, it's one of my strategies that I use to you'll get the best play and performance from your players when you do that. Um, they want to feel like somebody got their back as well, not just them just being one of your players. I want them
Yeah,
to feel like they're one of my guys. You know what I mean?
definitely can
And
agree with
and it,
that.
and it, and it works. And it works. It really do
Yeah, it
work.
does.
And you got that one-on-one talk to, you may inbox them, and it be some stuff that's going on that don't be in the public eye. Everybody in the
Yeah,
public eye don't see that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
for
that
sure,
player, I go to him, hey man, I know you're going through this. Hey, take it out on the field. I don't want you being in the streets, or I don't want you to do nothing stupid. Go, bring it on the field. Whatever you're going
for
through,
sure.
bring that passion, that anger, and that eagerness to this game today. And I tell you what, 95% of them guys, they come out there and go crazy, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's their
And you can
release,
see it. You know what I mean?
That's their
Yeah.
release. I've definitely had some guys in the past where they were having some things going on in the background of the football, and just having them talks man to man, leaving
Yeah.
football aside for a second. Let's actually talk about you and what brings you to this part. Because we are playing semi-pro, and this is something that people are doing as a hobby. Unless there are some people that are chasing their dream, but a lot of them are just doing this as a hobby. So It's just
Right.
what actually brings you out here. What's your frustrations, and where do you want to see yourself releasing in? And let's build up on that momentum and actually put that towards learning. Because I think
Right.
of it like this: if you're susceptible to learning on the field, then imagine what you can do in real life. If you're willing to challenge
Exactly.
yourself and come out here and do this every day, what do you think you can achieve in real life? So having
Right.
that player coach on the team, any team, is always useful, because that guy is
Right.
going to be the guy that the players can resonate to when this coach is really pissing him off because he didn't yell at him and got in his ass. Not saying that you can go
Right.
coddle him, but at the same time, it's a different connection. And when you say something, it may hit him, even though you're saying the same message, because it's just a different level. So I definitely agree with
Yeah.
that, and I love that, and I vouch for that, because that's a coach that I love, and that's a coach that I think I am too. But with
Right.
that, coaches do set the standards. How do you make sure that your players don't mix up that and keep emulating what you want them to do on the field, even though that you are a
Right.
players coach? Because some people
Right.
do draw that line.
Right. Well, the first thing is this: you got to learn your players, and that takes time. You got to sit back and really learn, because every player can't be coached the same way. If you get what I'm saying, every player has
Yeah.
to be coached a different way. I may can yell at this guy, make it cuss him out. I may have to just break it down to him, because he's a good player, but he may not understand what the meaning between cover two, cover three, cover zero, cover eight,
Right.
all these different coverages. He may not just can get it fast. Same thing with some in the classroom. Some of them may have had an IEP or whatever. Not picking at none of them, but he may be a slow learner. He's a
Right.
baller when he understands what he's doing, but you may have
Right.
to break it down and coach him differently than I can coach this guy over here. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
one thing that I had to learn from uh for some of the greats, from going to a lot of these coaching clinics. I got one I gotta go to here in a few weeks. Got the Glacier Clinic up in Pittsburgh. Just been blessed to meet a lot of D1 college coaches, and being my
Yeah.
connection with the University of Georgia, been able to meet Coach Smart and a lot of his staff members, and just be able to sit down and talk to them one on one. You'll be able to see how they have are why they are so successful, and how they get their players to play at a high level. And it
Yes.
takes a lot to do that. It ain't about him just, oh, he has a great skill set and he's a great athlete. Okay, that's one thing. But when that player sees that you are investing you into them, you get a
Mm-hmm.
different type of football player, and you get a different
Yep.
type of football team.
Yeah, and when you get those players that are actually committed, it does bring out a little bit more of that fire within other players in that, because now they see
Yeah,
that, okay, this guy is on that level. But
right.
with that, sometimes there does come ego, and sometimes that does need to be checked. So how are
Yeah.
some ways that you like to hold players accountable within their structure, but allow them to have freedom?
Oh, the one thing about it is, I that ego stuff, I'm gonna knock that down, because once I see you got an ego, that's fine. But let's use that in a different way, to where we're not being ignorant to the other players or to the staff or to the standard of the organization that we're in.
For sure. Sure.
You can pop your stuff. I'm cool with that, because I was a big trash talker, so I'm cool with that. But I don't want your ego to come against what we trying to build as coaches and as an organization. Now, once you start doing that, then that becomes a problem.
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
done had a lot of players that had egos, but I made them use their ego in a different manner. Use your ego
Yeah.
when you out there on that field. Talk your trash and do that to him. Don't come do that talking crazy to me and the coaches, because
Yeah.
then you become a counselor. And then what we do with counselor, we find ways to remove it. So
Always.
that's just one thing that I've seen as a championship caliber coach. That ego stuff, we knock that down, or I get them to use it in a different other manner. If you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, for
So yeah,
sure, for
that's
sure. And not to
yeah,
boost your ego, but I know you've been on some championship teams and you got some
yeah.
rings over there on your side. What does that
Oh yeah.
championship level defense take?
Oh man. Oof. It take discipline. Uh Cats gotta, all right, if we like me, I can't let everybody on my strategy, but
Nah, we ain't
so
saying
I
give
can't
away the
give cats
trade
the
secrets,
blueprint.
but
But not, it's cool. Me personally. I'm gonna tell I give cats the blueprint. I
Yeah,
mean, I ain't tripping because I don't want so much. I'm not tripping, but my blueprint
I agree.
on winning is first off, the first thing that I need is depth. The depth, I like to wear down the O line, especially that's why I like the D line, the front seven. I like to wear them linemen down. I need like I want like six, seven, maybe eight, nine, 10, 11 different cats on my D line. I'm rotating them out like this. By the time we get to
Yeah.
fourth quarter, your own line gas it's a wrap for you. I'm getting. I don't even got a blitz linebackers no more. Just the front four eating, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean. I'm
Everybody
cool,
tired
but
up front.
yeah, everybody tired up front. But it take a lot of discipline, man, and a lot of cats with, like I said, with no ego, or they do have ego. We put it towards the football field in a different manner. Um,
Mhm.
and cats gotta be able to understand coverages and the stunts that we run. And if you have that, you become a dangerous football team, become a dangerous defense. But you're
Mhm.
gonna need depth, you're gonna need some discipline, and you're gonna need some guys that are team first guys. That
Yeah.
is very big. You're gonna need some guys that it ain't about me. I might gotta take on two blockers to let my linebacker get through on his blitz. See, you need that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's
Yeah.
when it works. You need a well-oiled machine, man. You know what I
Yeah. You
mean? And when
definitely
you got
do.
guys that understand, like, hey, I don't got to make every tackle. I can take on this block so that my mans can get through and make the tackle. That's when you start seeing a dangerous defense,
And
man.
that goes within
For
trusting your
real.
guys too, going out there and knowing that
Yeah,
you got a group of guys that's going to help do their part, so you can
yeah.
do what you need to do, and whether that be
Right,
you having to shoot out wide or maybe taking
right.
off a different angle and putting yourself maybe out of the
Yeah,
play to put him in the play. So just
yeah.
trusting in your guys and not trying to do too much. I definitely can see that. That's something,
Right. I like
and,
I
and,
like I
and
like coaches on the field, if you get what I'm saying.
yeah,
You
for
know what I mean? I
sure,
like
for
my guys
sure.
are gonna tell me, hey, what you see out there? And I like
Mm-hmm.
to communicate with him. And
Yep.
basically, if you really paying attention, you're running the defense. I'm
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
overseer. You're running the defense. You telling me what you see,
Mm-hmm.
and certain players, once I have seen it multiple games, that they actually understand the philosophy of defense and the philosophy of football, I let
Mm-hmm.
him run the defense and make his own checks. You know what
Yes.
I mean? But you have to
Yep.
earn that trust from me. You get what I'm
You got
saying?
to. You definitely
Yeah,
got to, and that
yeah,
comes with just being coachable. Definitely
yep,
learning, and a thing that I preach to a lot of guys. And I know we're in the pro advancement era, but take you we watch TikToks all the time. We watch Facebook all the time.
yeah,
Take 20 minutes,
sure.
30 minutes out of your day and watch film.
Watch
Especially
some
on teams
film.
that you're going to be playing, or a guy that you want to emulate, or something that you may not understand. Let's say you're a lineman, you don't really understand zone blocking, and you're a defensive
Right,
lineman, you really don't understand the difference between bull rushing and doing this certain thing. So
right.
I encourage everybody to be coachable and take that 10 to 15 minutes every day, because it builds a pattern. Even though it's a small
Yeah.
drop in a puddle, it adds up over time, and the bucket will be
Yes, you
full
do.
one day. So
Yes.
I preach that. So be coachable, so you can be that guy that's on the field. And
Yeah.
and and I told my quarterbacks this every year. And not in a disrespectful way, but I low-key want you to understand the game to the point where you can low-key wave me off, because you understand, what you about to do,
Exactly.
and you about to tell me,
Yes.
coach, if I fuck up, this is on me because I understand it enough.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not it's not an ego thing. It's just that I got that clear understanding of what you want from me and what we should be doing as a team. So I definitely agree
Exactly.
with that. And you
Yeah.
bring IQ, you bring championship level, you bring all that. I want to ask you one question before we get you out of here. What is one
Yes,
thing
sir.
that you can promise the defense that you will give them out of you this year?
You're gonna get everything out of me. Um, man, I'm so passionate about it. It's guys in the chat right now checking in. What's up, Sterling? You can ask them guys, man. When I coach, you getting all from me, bro. I'm going all in.
Yeah.
I'm in there. You know what I mean? And when I do that, we're gonna be successful. So that's just one thing. What's up, Pee Wee, man? My dog. Yeah, man. That's what they gonna get from me, man. I'm gonna give it my all. And normally
Okay.
when that happens, good things happen, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
For
sir.
sure.
History does repeat itself. So we definitely love to have you on the staff, bringing that IQ, bringing that intensity, and bringing what you all bring. And you did say you are coaching in high school right now. So I
Yeah.
definitely, congratulations on that, and good luck to
Yes, sir.
everything that you got going on in that lane. And we definitely can't wait to
Appreciate
have
you,
you as a
coach.
Cleveland Bronco, man.
Yes,
More
sir.
blessings to you, and we will see you soon.
Yes, sir, coach.
Yes, sir. All right, I appreciate everybody that's tapping in. If you are not following the Cleveland Broncos page, let's make sure that we are following it so we can keep updated on everything. I see everybody commenting. I'm sorry I can't respond in the moment, but I see you, Kurt. I see you out there. What's up, Pee Wee? What's up, Sterling? I seen you pop in here for that. But like I said, I see everybody in the chat. Um, I do got a couple more things that we do want to mention before we bring on the next person. We do have another Cleveland Broncos announcement. We are looking for volunteers as far as game day, the chain crew, clock operations. If you're somebody that is a Cleveland Broncos fan and you definitely just want to have a little bit of sideline access and a little bit closer to the team and help us go to this next championship, definitely tap in so we can get those volunteers locked in so we can start, making our rounds and get everything locked in and make sure that we have everything secure that we like it. And then one more announcement: we do have our Florida championship game coming up here within the next 2 weeks. We will be in Florida. Oh, it's actually within a week now. We're 8 days away. We will be in Florida playing the AG Eagles. We're down in Miami. We got a 10 o'clock game. So make sure that y'all are following the Cleveland Broncos page so y'all can get the live. When we do go live, we will be going live streaming. And I do believe we have one more show before we actually go live down there with the game being broadcast. We're going to bring on our next guest, another Cleveland Bronco. This is a defensive player. So we're going to bring him on without further ado. Excuse
What's
me.
going on, Coach?
What up, brother? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
Oh man, it's another day. We here. I can't really complain about it, man. I'm glad that we're close to getting this game going down here in Florida, man. I'm booking everything and looking for everything and just excited, bro. How you
Absolutely.
feeling about that? Are you making that
I'm
Florida
ready.
trip with us?
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
sure, for sure. So what are some things that you're preparing? How are some things you're doing? I'm sorry, to prepare mentally for this trip. And we know we in this cold ass weather. We got snow everywhere. We about to go down to Florida. How are you gonna keep yourself mentally locked in, knowing that it's the sun, it's Miami. We down here kicking it. How you gonna stay locked in for that game?
I think, some people will look at it being a 10 o'clock game and it's like, oh my gosh, you got to be up early. You got to, go to bed early the night before. But for me, it makes it easier. We get there early enough. We get our game out of the way early enough where you won't miss anything in Miami, right? By the time our game's over, you're looking at 2, 3 o'clock on the late side. So then you can go enjoy it afterwards. So, it's pretty easy to be focused on the game because it's so early. So,
Yeah.
taking care of my body the night before, making sure you get plenty of rest, getting a pregame routine and all of that, and then going out and playing ball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And with that being said, what are some things that you're working on improving this off season? Whether it be preparing for the games, whether it be something on the field. What is something that you're looking to take that next step into for your next season?
Um, so I've been retired from the game for I think it's like season 2 or 3 that I haven't really played. And even then, I wasn't. I feel like defensive line is my natural position. That's the position I got recruited for out of college, but I made the transition to running back once I got there. So just getting back into my bag in terms of my technique, my get offs, just getting back into feeling how I want to feel and being able to move how I want to move. So these scrimmages that we had have been really important to getting that rhythm back. What I want to work
Mhm.
on. The thing I wanted to work on between our first and our second scrimmage was I realized that first scrimmage my get off was a lot slower than I wanted it to be. So I tried to focus on that. Our second scrimmage and being more active with my hands. So I want that's what I want to be able to improve on. And every time we go against somebody, I want to be able to say, okay, that did good at this, but I want to work on this, and being able
Yep.
to see that then the next time that we play somebody.
And saying that and trying to track yourself and there are moments where we do slip and there are moments where we will fail. how are you going to hold yourself accountable and make sure that, okay, yeah, I wanted to work on this today and I really didn't get to. So is there going to be some outside of practice things that you're going to do, or are you just going to go 10 times harder in the next practice, or what's your mindset on that?
Both. I mean, I've been an athlete since I was 5 years old. I've been coaching since I was 14 years old. So I understand it from both sides of the coin. Being an athlete and then also being a coach and realizing if you want to be good as an athlete, you have to put the work in outside of practices. When you only, especially at our level, we only practice once or twice a week. So that 3 hours, 2 hours, however long we have, that's not enough if you really want to be good and you really want to be successful and see the
Right,
results. So
right.
I try to make sure that I work out 6 times a week, keeping my body in shape the best way I can. And
Yep.
then weather breaks, getting outside and getting in the lab. I got some of my guys that I played with early that old head of the game. They're teachers, and I already reached out to them and said, when I get back from Florida, I need to get in with you. I need you to help
Yeah.
me make sure that everything is right in my tool bag because I got a statement that I want to make this season.
Yes, sir. You got a team of the Rams caliber championship level team, and then you got a team of the Broncos caliber championship level team, and they're merging together, and you got two championship level teams coming to a good understanding of where the direction of where they want to go. Where do you see yourself fitting into the defense side to helping them also maintain that championship level?
Um, Honestly, I just being myself. I know Coach Corey talked about being a rah rah guy and talking your stuff, and I'm level headed, but once you get into the rhythm of anything, you start feeling yourself and you start to get that talking, and I try to make sure that I don't get too high or too low. That's
For
where that
sure.
that that even level right there is where the greatness is, so to speak. So even when I'm not making a play, or even when maybe I didn't get the best first half or whatever it is, not getting too low on that, and maybe I make two, three plays in a row, not get too high on that, right? Because what matters at the end of the day is I want us to have 0 points scored on us. That goal
Yeah,
is,
for
and
sure.
is that always realistic? No, but that's my goal, and I want to help make sure that I did everything I could to help us achieve that goal.
Yeah, 100%. And that's all we ask is you give your effort and make sure that you and your brothers is on the same page so we can all go out there as a unit and try to achieve the same goal. And before I get you out of here, I just want to ask you, you said you're 2 years, 3 years out of retirement. There are people that probably still hear your name echoing somewhere, and now you want to make that bell ring again. What is your message now, to the league as you coming back off this retirement? What do you want to say to the people?
It's funny that you actually bring that up. People people think they know who you are. People think they know what you're about. Um, but the people in your circle, they know the work you put in. They know the hard times, the injuries that you've had to overcome. They know who you really are. So in those times where the outside world is saying negative things about you, and they want to see your downfall, you got to lean on the people that are in your circle, and
Yeah,
that's really what I want this season to be. Is in all of my years that I played semi-pro, pro advancement, um, I've never really played my true position. I think D line is my true position. I have fun playing D line. I just early in my career, I didn't embrace it the way I should have. So I think this season is really my coming out party, so to speak. And even if it's a one and done, I want to have fun with it. I want to put people on notice that even though I was coaching before, I don't just talk it. I show up and I do it.
hmm,
And anybody that follows me, they see me post. I'm not just talking. I'm in the gym. They see me post two, three, 4 or 5 times a week, me working out. I'm not just talking. And anybody that has questions, my gym's always open. You can you
for
can
sure
come see
that.
what the work. You can come see what the work's about. You can see if you can keep up with me. And at the end of the day, you got to line up against me and you got to stop me. It is what
Yes,
it is.
sir. Yes, sir. At the end of the day, it's man versus man. We gonna see we see who the better man is. But Marvis, I appreciate your time. I definitely appreciate you. Can't wait to see you down there in Florida. Keep working, keep staying healthy, man. Keep the blessings coming, and we're gonna wrap up another championship season here.
Absolutely, coach. Thank you for having me.
Sure, for sure. All right, y'all. If y'all are still rocking with us, please drop a horse emoji in the chat so we can get the chat active. I got a couple more announcements. I'm gonna double back on some announcements also. But I do want to mention uh the Broncos. We came together with the Rams in the sense. I'm not speaking for Jimmy. I'm speaking from my perspective on what we are striving for. Came together to make another championship run in a higher division of that 3A. So with that being said, we have to beat the best to be the best. So I'm just going to mention off a couple games that we got going on the schedule early on, and it's going to put us through that juggernaut test. Definitely challenge who we are as the Broncos, but definitely some games that you want to look out for. First, we got that Rapids game, April 25th. The second classic, the Cuyahoga Cup, and 1-0 in that so far, and let's try to extend that to 2-0. And then we come back with the Detroit Ravens in Detroit, the PFL versus the PFA showdown. Definitely two juggernauts trying to claim bragging rights in the nation, not only their leagues but in the nation. Try to capitalize on that, and then we come back with the Trinity Bowl May 9th against the Glass City Tigers. Go ahead and take that at Prentice Park. Definitely make sure y'all follow the Bronco page so we can keep updated on that. And then we do have a memorial game May 23rd against the Erie Express. So definitely make sure that y'all are following the page to keep those games in lock. But I do want to touch back on one more thing that we did have, which was that meet and greet. We do got the meet and greet coming up tomorrow. That is in Akron. That is from 3 to 6 o'clock. If you are in the area or if you know nobody in the area, want to come out, meet some of the Broncos, whether it be team, whether it be coaches, whether it be all of the above. We will be there. We will be in numbers. So make sure that y'all do pop out to that. Make sure y'all do some of the Broncos, see some of the Broncos. All right, what we're going to do, bring down another guest, answer more questions. If y'all are liking what y'all seeing, man, keep dropping them horse emojis in the chat because we are inside the stable. We're going to bring on the next guest.
I'm in the middle of a call now. Hey, bullshit.
What up? What up? What up?
What up, Coach E? How you doing, man?
Oh man, like I tell everybody, I'm blessed to be here, man. I wake up every day and I just strive to be better.
Man, I feel you
I
on
hope we
that.
didn't catch you at a bad time. I know we was talking. You earlier. You was eating. I hope we got through the meal a little bit, or at least got some of it down.
Yeah, man. I'll eat with the family, celebrate my birthday. That's about
Oh,
it.
happy birthday, man! Everybody drop a happy birthday in the chat to him. And definitely make sure we tell him happy birthday, man. Happy birthday to you. So I won't hold you too long. I know you out and you and about. I got a couple quick questions for you, but I'm gonna get out of your hair, man. With
All right,
with this upcoming season, what are some of your expectations for the defense?
man. For the defense, I expect us to hit hard, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We need to be the highlight of the team. I mean, yeah, defense wins championships. That's all what matters. We here to bring another ring.
Yes, sir. And what is important? I'm sorry. How important is discipline and communication to the defensive side, especially on this level of football?
Man, 3A brings a lot of competition. The discipline is definitely key because you could be fourth and goal and the team about to score, or it could be half of the field on the 50, and you could be down by 7 or up 7, and they score. That's mine. Uh, and then say like the team mess up, that falls back on the defense. Oh, hold on, my man. That's a lot going on right now.
Nah, we definitely understand. We definitely understand. But look, I'm gonna ask you one more question. I'm gonna let you get out of here, brother. What is what is one thing that you're gonna do as a leader going trying to be a leader going into the next season to help make this team mesh with the other teams that are, I mean, not the other teams, other guys that are coming in that are fresh from other teams?
Man, I'm gonna say listening. Like some guys bring more veteran experience than what I have. I only been in the league, the pro advancement league, for about 7 years, and I know some of the guys that's coming over has been in the league a little bit longer. And then with Jimmy being a defensive coach and all the other defensive coaches we got, they bring a lot of experience to the team, and that's definitely gonna be helpful to be able to listen to them.
Definitely, definitely. That's definitely something that we speak about, and that's definitely something we praise. Terrance, I even appreciate you for jumping on this call, knowing your circumstance right now, out to eat with your family. Like I said, everybody drop a happy birthday to him. I'm gonna let you go out of here, man. We definitely gonna bring you back on here, have a full length conversation next time. But you definitely enjoy your night, man. You be safe on them roads. I know it's snowy out there.
All right, praise you.
Yes, sir. All right, we let my man go. I know his was a little bit shorter than the rest and shorter than expected, but I definitely want to respect his time. It is his birthday. Let him go out there and eat, things of that nature. But we are to the end, and what they say with the end, you say the best for last. The guy that is behind the camera doesn't want to be on the camera. Our final guest is somebody that has put us all in this position, and we want to definitely show gratitude, give him his flowers before we even get into the season, because the things that take to get there definitely take a lot, and I don't want no one to overshadow that. I say that for all owners across semi-pro. I've been with a couple teams, and I see the work that it takes behind the scenes for you guys to even get us on the field for the first day. So all owners, I definitely say I appreciate you guys for making this level of football what it's going to be, and where the aim is going to be. But uh, without further ado, we're gonna bring on my guy Jimmy. Jimmy,
What's happening, brother?
what's up, man? How you feeling?
I was good, but y'all made me do this.
And think about it. In 6 days, you'll be in the sun. No, 8 days, you'll be in the sun, man. So you got to take some of the punches that come with it. But nah, I definitely appreciate you for even taking the time out to even come on the show and speaking for the Cleveland Broncos. So I got a couple questions I want to ask you. What was your mindset going into this season, and making that big merge happen? What was your mindset behind that, and some of the ideology you thought with that idea, with the idea?
So honestly, a lot went behind it. I always wanted to be in Cleveland, man, for like the last 2 years since I came back into ownership. I always said I just want to be in a Cleveland market. Uh, the opportunity knocked on my door. It was hard to turn away. It took me a couple days to pull the trigger, but just the talent that Cleveland has to offer has always come to me in Akron.
Yeah,
So to return that favor and bring the guys that I got from Akron, Canton, Youngstown to Cleveland and merge that together, it was impossible to pass up.
yeah.
So
Go ahead.
so yeah, when Demario contacted me about it, yeah, I had some doubts. You know what I mean? Like uh nothing against Demario or the Rams, but we we've been we've merged together before, right? And it worked out great. The Cleveland Akron thing came to mind. Like it's always been a rivalry between the two. So I took a little bit of time to agree to it, but I feel like this is the best thing for Cleveland football.
For sure, for sure. And what you saying, that kind of helps us understand the rebranding of the name to the Cleveland Broncos, because now it's more of a Cleveland market thing, and that's something that you say you're trying to get into, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I know, Jimmy, you're an owner, and especially with this big merge coming in, you got a lot of new guys, a lot of old guys, a lot of guys asking questions, a lot of guys not understanding. How is it that you handle balancing your work life and then your home life, and still making it still a fun atmosphere for the coaches?
uh, I don't think there's a separation. Um, my family has adopted the football. You know what I mean, and they've been with me from day one. So when the opportunity comes to do something like this, obviously my family comes first. But again, my family's been here since day one. Even when I was playing football, my family was always involved, heavily in it. And obviously I talked to them about doing anything, and the kids enjoy this. They get to see different cities, different teams. So it's easy to blend it together. Work is fully understanding. My job is fully
Mhm.
understanding what I do. So believe it or not, I have a huge backing behind me in order to make the football thing work. So I'm able
Yeah.
to blend it together because it's all one family.
Yeah. And yeah, that makes it way easier. Everybody's on the same page, got the same goals, everybody's trying to achieve the same thing. And that switching that mindset and attaching it to your football team, everybody has to have the same goals. What are some of your expectations for players if they want to become a Cleveland Bronco?
So to touch back on that, same thing as with the merger, right? Players been begging for this for years. One big team, right? In Northeast Ohio. And they want structure, they want discipline, and they want to have fun, right? I'm not perfect, far from it. You can ask anybody, but we find a way to be structured, disciplined, and we always have fun.
Mhm.
So if you're playing for me this year, you must fall into those three categories. It's not fall into one. You have to fall into all three. And if you don't fall into all three, you're not coaching here and you're not playing here. Period.
Facts. Right. And you went out and hand selected the coaches that you put into the positions that you got now. What were some of the things that you were looking for in your coaches?
Eventually, I want to move on, right? And all you guys are a little bit younger than I am. So,
A lot.
uh, hey, uh, a lot younger than I am. So I wanted to surround you guys with veteran leadership, right? Uh, I I know everybody hears Duncan and myself talk about this all the time. Gatekeepers. Um,
Mhm.
I never wanted to be a gatekeeper. I wanted to teach and train the next generation to take over. So I was very selective who I picked to bring on because I want to install the behind the scenes stuff, what you guys got to look forward to when I'm not here no more. Because one day I'm not going to be here no more, and
Yeah,
that's everything in life, right? So as long as I can install that into you guys, I have Chip, who's also a veteran in this.
for sure.
Now him and I can teach you guys what's next.
Yeah.
And it might not be this year or next year. It could be 2 or 3 years down the road, but we know that once we're done, you guys have it under control.
Yeah, for sure. And Chip is definitely I can vouch for that. Chip is definitely teaching me a lot, helping me understand the game a little bit more. It's always ways to understand it, but understand it from different perspectives or having that older guy to teach you, especially a guy that has won, a guy that's been on teams that have taken it to either championship games or even won the championship. That helps you a lot. And as a coach, I definitely appreciate you for bringing that on because that's something that a lot of people don't usually get. And like to touch on what Corey was saying earlier, going to those coaches and clinics. This is a coaching clinic every day. You know what I'm saying from somebody that's older. So it's definitely appreciated. And if you are somebody that is out there that is inspiring to be a coach, definitely look for your mentor. Definitely get somebody that's been in the game or been around that can definitely help you. So with that being said, what hold on, I'm sorry. My bad. What is the main goal? What is the main goal for the team this season?
I can go the cliche route, right, and say winning a championship.
For sure.
I can do that. We all know that's ultimately the goal, so I don't need to say it. For the team this year, is making this work. We can be the best team on paper. We can battle it out with the best in the nation. Sure, absolutely we can. But it has to work. I'm hoping that this isn't a 1 year thing. You know, my goal is to make sure that Cleveland understands that it has a football program moving forward from this point on. So that's the goal for this year. Make a legitimate football program in Cleveland. Make Cleveland proud of what they have there.
Yeah. Yes, sir. They're bringing the glory back to Cleveland, like LeBron said. So I definitely think that you got the right staff. I definitely believe that the players are there. I definitely believe the momentum is on your side. Everything is going there. Let's talk about something that's more imminent in the future right now. You're looking towards Florida. How are you preparing for this Florida trip?
I I have six plans. You know, anybody that's been to Florida, this is it. I think this is my fifth trip. Uh, you can't have one plan, right? Because things
Yeah,
happen. We're adults. Life happens. So the 50-man roster that you have might be 30. So you
yeah,
got to look at every player that you know for sure is going. Uh, you got to look at players that might not be going, and the game plan don't change. My job is to make sure all six game plans are ready.
yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm working on now. I know my defensive guys are tired of me. I changed up terminology and plays and the playbook like 100 times, but doing so, they know all six plans.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready for Miami. I have never lost to a North Carolina team, so
Okay.
that works in
Okay.
my favor because we're playing a team from North Carolina. North Carolina's not for football, so it's a
History repeats
basketball state.
itself.
Yeah,
History repeats itself. Nah, for sure. But if there is one final message, because we are going to wrap this up. We have had a great show. Like I said, I definitely appreciate you for bringing everything together. If there is, excuse me, in just a couple words, a message that you want to either leave the league or the fans or anybody out there that is watching the Cleveland Broncos, what is the statement that you want to leave them going to the future?
Cleveland football is coming. It's simple.
Yes, sir. It's coming,
It's that
y'all.
simple.
Y'all heard it. Cleveland football is coming, and it's nothing to play with. We definitely appreciate your time. We appreciate your effort, everything that we got going on. We can't wait to see you down in Florida. It's gonna be a fun one. Definitely gonna have some fun and definitely try to bring another championship home and make it what you said 5-0 against North Carolina or how many ever it knows. We're gonna try to make another one.
A
So.
lot of O's, but
A lot of us. All right, Jimmy, we definitely appreciate your time. You have
I
a great night.
appreciate you.
Y'all be safe, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, family. We're gonna wrap up this episode of Inside the Stable. Before we do get out, we are going to touch on them announcements just one last time, and we're gonna start back off with that player sponsorship opportunity. The Cleveland Broncos, like I said, we are helping in the community. We're doing a couple training things. We got some opportunities and behind the scenes are so just make sure that you visit the OhioBroncos.com, read a little bit more up on that and get a little bit more information. And then we're gonna go back to that meet and greet that we do have tomorrow. That is in Akron from 3 to 6. Make sure that you are there. Screenshot this real quick so you do not lose it. Make sure that you're following the Cleveland Broncos page so you can get all the updates for that. And then also, we are looking for volunteers. Anybody that wants to help run the chain crew, anybody that wants to help run the clock, any game day broadcast, anything behind the scenes, make sure that you visit the Ohio Broncos page or message the Cleveland Broncos. Well, I'm sorry, the Cleveland Broncos Facebook page. And then the Miami game, the Miami Bowl game, championship game against the North Carolina AG Eagles. It's February 14th at 10 a.m. You once again make sure that you are following the Cleveland Broncos page to stay updated for that live when it does drop, just so you can be there. And then once again, I'm not gonna go too in depth into it, but we will put it back on the screen. The first half of the season for the Cleveland Broncos. We got a couple tough games on that schedule, so make sure that you are tapped in so that you can show your support through all of this. If there's anybody else out in the chat, I definitely want to say I appreciate y'all for staying this long. I definitely appreciate y'all for commenting. For anybody that has shared the live, you just bring more awareness to what we're doing here. We will keep dropping these, trying to get more fluent on them, trying to get more engagement on them. There will be things coming up, giveaways. Name That Bronco will be a segment we're going to start doing. There's going to be a couple more things just to make this more engaging for everybody. But until then, we definitely appreciate y'all for coming, and we definitely appreciate y'all for watching. Eli out.